So we have ankle weights if you want them. If you don't have to have them. And some version of weights that you would like to be working with. I have my yoga blocks nearby. Definitely head padding and knee padding because we're going to be doing kneeling work as well as standing work. So we're going to start standing. I'd love for you to grab whatever level of weight you would like. Just because I will be standing and our arms will be moving out in front of us, you might want to start a little lighter just because it's a slightly longer lever. So arms are just going to hang down by your side. You're going to have your knees a little soft and you're just going to kind of thud your heels. So just dropping the heels, feeling it like wiggle even up into your cheeks, into your shoulders, vibrating through your body. Just dropping heels. And it's a weird little thing, I know. And then you're just going to relax that and you're just going to stomp a foot. And as you stomp a foot, you're going to turn in and out. And in and out. And in and out. And try the other side. In and out. So nothing wild, just weird things. Maybe this is wild. I don't know. And then you're going to find center. And what we're going to do is we're now going to lift the heels, but I'm going to keep my knees just a little soft, just to kind of play around with like, can I get my ankles to do this? And then as your ankles come forward, maybe do like the first three with your knees a little. I'm avoiding the word bent because I don't want you to feel like you have to actually bend your knees. I'm just not overly extending them, just out of curiosity. And seeing right here, can I feel the ball of my foot sink and widen, and my ankles really move forward, and then slowly add a straighter leg, getting your quadriceps to work and really getting your ankle to move as you go forward, or lifting the heels up and down is what you're doing. But I'm thinking about my ankle moving forward and back. And all of a sudden my calves are warm, heat, going all the way up the backs of my legs. 2 more. And 1 more. And then just drop the heel. So you've done a heel stomp, a little foot stomp, ankle raises, and now we're going to bring the weights just to your chest with the elbows kind of wide. Make sure that you have a little bit of belly support and a little bit of glute support. And what you're going to do is you're going to take one arm out. I'm not even going to straighten my arm all the way. And I'm going to let my eyes follow the direction as I open my arm out. So I'm going to open my arm out to the side, letting my head follow. Come back to center and in. Try the other side. Opening out. We'll follow that arm in and center. Now let your head go opposite that arm. So open the arm out. Look opposite that arm. In and down. Open out. Look opposite the arm. In and down. Now lift one heel up. So you're going to be standing on one leg. Lift the other heel up. Maybe you just go to like your toes. Maybe you want to lift that knee all the way up. Totally up to you. You're going to figure out, you start with the knees super high, then you bring the toes down, whatever works. You're going to take opposite arm out. You're going to let your head follow that arm as it opens out. Come center and in. Same side arm goes in front. You open it out, letting yourself follow. Woo, and in. You're going to turn your head opposite. So you take opposite arm in front of you. All right, you let your head go opposite the hand. Maybe you fall, and then you come back to center and down. All right, so I fell a little bit. That's okay. Same side arm goes in front of you. You look opposite that arm, center and down. Try the other side. Remember, you could just have the heel lifted and the toes propped, or you could lift that leg all the way up. Opposite arm goes out in front of you. You look in the same direction of that arm. You come center. You try the other side. You look in the same direction of that arm, center and down. Now you're going to look opposite. My arms are getting tired now. Look opposite. And in and down. Other arm. Look opposite. Woo, that's hard for me. And in and down. And then let your arms rest. From there, we're going to bring your forearms out in front of you. You're going to bend your knees intentionally this time. You're going to keep your body at this level. And you're going to do a little like drop and lift of your forearms. So my forearms are going down. Excuse me, not my forearms. My forearms stay level. My wrists are going up and down. And as you do that, you're going to lift the heels up as you take your wrists up. You're going to lower your heels down as you lower your wrists. Going up and down. Elbows are kind of dropped by your sides, kind of hugging them in. So there's a little hint of the back of the shoulder, rotator cuff, just a hint. One more like that. Woo! And lower down, flip the palms up. Now you're going to drop your wrist down and curl up. And the same thing with the ankles. You're going to lift up and down, up and down, up and down, up and down. One more, up and down. I wanted to really bend my bicep there. All right. Then you're going to just take a wide stance, feet parallel, and you're going to see, can you just let your arms drop down? Let them hang, so I'm kind of on my side. You don't have to go super deep. You just go the amount that feels right for you, making sure that your belly is supported, your back and the heels. And just let your arms circle here. And circle the other way. And then make sure you feel easy there. And then you're just going to pull your arms back, rowing back. Easy shoulder joint, easy neck and throat. I have to bring my feet a little closer together. I'm going to sit back in my butt a little bit more, so like back in my heels a tiny bit more. Belly pulling away from the thighs. And you've got about 4 more. 3 more. 2 more. 1, and then see if you can go down however you want. If you can get the hips to crease that much, that's great. Taking your weights on either side of your mat. Then crawl your hands forward, walk your feet back, and come towards your knees. Make sure you have whatever knee padding you need. I'm going to also, today, I'm going to add a block. So you could just use knee padding and not use anything. Not use a block, but I'm going to use a block just on one side. And you can play with the placement that's right for you. I don't want it to feel weird. And again, you don't have to use a block, but I'm going to push down into that block. And it's going to allow my belly to kind of lift up a little higher. And my weighted leg is going to stretch back. So one leg is out. The other leg is on the block. You could go forward and be more on the shin, really pushing the shin. You could have more of the knee on. Or you could just have nothing, right? You don't have to use that. And I'm just going to see, can I square myself off? And before I go for any movement anywhere, I'm going to think, can I think head, chest, belly, nice and long. Head to tail long, pubic bone, breastbone long. And then we're going to reach through your toes, especially your big toe as you reach and lift up. Just hold there and lengthen. We're going to lower and lift that leg 4, 10, and 9, and 8, and 7, and 6, and 5, 4, 3, 2, last one, holding there. See if you could balance and reach the opposite arm out. And instead of going up and down with the arm and the leg, just practice lengthening here and balancing. Then go back to the both arms down. You're going to press into your bottom, like the leg that's down, and that arm, that same side arm, is going to press into the ground. You're going to lean to that side. You're going to push through that bottom leg. And you're going to open the extended leg out to the side. So you're rolling your pelvis on your bottom leg. I've got do you see my bottom foot is like wobble, wobble, wobble. So if I was just flush on the ground, it'd be a lot better. And then come back to center, squaring everything off, and then you're going to try that again. So I'm thinking if I draw a line from the center of my face, down the center of my body, down through my right inner thigh, I'm going to open all of that out to one side. I've got to really activate and push. Whoop. Maybe you fall a little bit like I am. So hello, balance work even here. And then come back to center. One more. The bottom leg, the bottom hip is really what should be working. So your pelvis is rotating on that bottom leg. And then we're going to come center. Bring that leg in. Take a moment, come onto your hands and knees. That leg that was a straight leg, keep that in your brain so you remember that, because we're going to do our whole series here. So head, chest, belly nice and lifted. You're going to shift back and forward. It feels totally different in one hip than the other. Then you are going to send that leg out to the side, and you're going to shift back and forward here. Back and forth. Back and forth. Back and forth. Just 3. And now if you need to go and hold and stretch, you can go back. Let the sits bones widen. Let the pubic bone reach back. You don't have to go super fast. You could just hold and stretch and breathe. And then finding a happy medium, we're going to add in our weight work. So I'm taking one weight into my hand. I'm going to stay square with the mat as I row back for 8, 7. Really squeezing my arm by the side of my body. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2. Hold there, row back. Remember, we're going to rotate, then reach. So we row, rotate, reach. Remember, your rotation could just be your ribs, keeping your pelvis square, or you let your pelvis go, either one. Then you're going to reach. Then you're going to bend in and center, coming down. Row, rotate, reach, coming in and down. Row, rotate, reach, coming in and down. Row, rotate, reach, coming in and down. From there, I always just take the weight into the center. You'll bend that leg. You'll creepy crawl it forward. And you're going to come forward and back. I like to use the blocks on the high setting because I have long femurs. So we're going to come forward. If you want more quadricep stretch, you bend that back knee, bringing that hip forward, foot to the butt and the back. My hamstring is like a little, it doesn't want that right now. And then you're going to come back, lifting your toes and the bottom of your foot up off the ground as you reach. My hips I'm kind of going on a diagonal. I'm going to see if I can square myself off. This is where the blocks are really helpful. So instead of going on a diagonal over my bottom hip, I'm going to see if my sits bones can reach straight back. And then coming forward, your version of forward. And then, of course, your version of going back. One more, your version of going forward. Your version of going back. Grab whatever weight you're working with. Bring your front leg towards your bottom leg. Take your weight, just however you want to hold it, close to your elbows by your side, so I'm not rounded forward. The weight is just kind of close to my body, elbows close, kind of tucked in by my side. And you're just going to see, could you balance on that bottom leg? Could you kick over a yoga block? Could you balance and open that leg out to a 45-degree angle? Lunge out on that 45, come back, and it's not a super deep lunge, it's just a little bit. Come back in and center. Lifting and opening, going out, in center, and back. One more. Opening it out, going out, coming back. This time stay there. Bring that leg all the way underneath you. Take the weight to the hips. And just 3 times go down just a little bit, right? You could go all the way down if you want to, but try not to collapse, like give yourself a little lift. Or you could just go back like an inch or 2. Sometimes that feels better. Just going back just a little bit, coming forward. I've got the weight right at the front of my hip joint, so I'm thinking move my hips to the weight rather than get my back up, right? Then you'll go back with your butt so that you can come forward with your arms, back to the center. Block underneath your other knee if you use the block on the first side or just on your hands and knees. You are going to stretch the other leg back. You're going to take a moment to square your shoulders and hips to the mat, head, chest, belly. And we're going to reach through those toes and lift and lower that leg for 10. And 9. 8. 7. Remember to breathe. 6. 5. 4. 3. 2. We'll hold. We're going to see, can we balance with that opposite arm reaching? Thinking length between skull and sacrum, length between breastbone and pubic bone. Then you bring that lifted arm down. Then you lean into that bottom side as you try and open up in one piece. So you've got to rotate. You got to like lift the belly and rotate the pelvis on that bottom leg. Harder on this side for me. I'm going to use one of my yoga blocks to help me. I got to really get my pelvis to roll, which is not wanting to do on that side. And then roll back to center. And then rotate again. I'm using a yoga block to kind of help. I've got my hand on the yoga block, my other yoga block, and rotating there. So I can really get my pelvis to move on that bottom leg. One more. And I can kind of, okay, so once I got it going, I was like, okay, now we can kind of get that moving. Woo, still falling. And then come center. Take the block away. Shifting forward and back. Forward and back. Forward, back. 3 times. Remember, you could just go back and hold and breathe. Other leg goes out to the side, toes forward, back and forth there. So we kind of know where we're going with this. 2, 3. And finding your balance between the balance of the weight in your legs and the balance in your arms. You grab the weight, you row back for 8, keeping everything as square as possible. 7. Sliding that arm close to your body. Breathing. You've got 5 more. 4 more. 3. 2. Holding 1, then we're going to press that bottom arm to rotate. Again, just ribs or ribs and pelvis, so the whole body kind of twists, either one. And then you reach, and then you come back in and down. And you row, you rotate, you reach, you come back in and down. You row, you rotate, you reach, you come back in and down. Row, rotate, reach, coming back in and down. Then we'll bring that leg forward towards, I've got my blocks here at the front of my mat. I'm going to bring it towards the blocks. I'm going to take my hands on the blocks. You don't have to use the blocks if you don't want to. You stretch. You can add that quadricep stretch if you want, or you could just keep that foot down. I'm really trying to get this hip to move. It's a little stagnant today for whatever reason. Then reach the butt back, trying to get the sits bones to go back on that parallel track straight behind you. Easier said than done. Sometimes toes are up, and then you come forward, and then you go back, and then you go forward, and then you go back. And then you bring your front foot towards the bottom line. You grab your weight, you just pull it kind of close to you. So you're just adding, you've got ankle weights on, you've got a little bit of extra weight just to kind of challenge your balance. Then we practice counterbalance. Balance and open that leg out. My weight is in the way there. I'm going to go out on that 45. Come back. Coming in and center. Lifting up. Opening out. Diagonal. In and center. Whoop. One more. Opening out. 45 degrees. Out on the lunge. Coming back. We're going to circle that leg all the way underneath us. From here, we're going to go back just like a few inches. Come forward with those hips. And back. And forward. Back. And forward. Then we're going to make our way to our hands and knees. Not to our hands and knees. You've already been on your hands and knees. To sitting. So I'm going to go down and take my weight down. I'm just going to simply bring my legs around. Move the blocks out of my way. And we're just going to see if we can keep the feet flexed. I'm going to make sure I have the weights that I want to use on either side, but we're going to keep one of them for just a moment. We're just going to play with, can we lengthen? So just take a moment, find your seat. If you need a booster seat, by all means use one, but we are going to be rolling back, so don't use it for too long. Knees bent, feet flexed, toes pointed towards the ceiling. You're going to take your fingertips and just tap the top of your head and be like, I'm lengthening through the top of my head. And then you're going to hold that, and your weight is just going to kind of come to your belly or your chest. And you're going to go back to the place where you're like, I feel like I can keep my length through the top of my head. I don't feel like I shrink, right? So you're staying long. You go back. You just hold there. And then you're just going to take your weight out in front of you, but squeeze that back of your armpits and just stay there for a second. And just see what happens if you take your arms up and down. Breathe however you want to breathe, but try not to move your body. You are staying really stable in your spine, long in your spine. I'm really working to try and pull my navel and my kidneys back. One more like this. Then what we're going to do is we're going to toss the weight from one arm to the other arm. I'm kind of bringing my weight center, handing it over, open my arms out. And as I do this, I'm trying not to twist. Trying not to twist and rotate. Staying really centered. And then from there, take your arms with the weights overhead. Pull the butt under, sliding your finger, pull the navel back, and then roll all the way down, pulling the weight to your chest as you come all the way down. Adjust however you need to with your head support. Adjust your costume. I used to have a yoga teacher who always said that, and I love that. All right, and then you're just going to think, okay, can I create the most length that my body can take between my sacrum and my skull, my head and my tail? What feels good to me? Do I need to have a little lift, or can I really find my back on the mat? You're going to bring your feet, your knees, and your hips to kind of squeeze together as you grab the weights. Reach your arms up to the ceiling. Shoulders stay grounded. Ribs stay grounded. You're going to extend one leg, and as I straighten my knee, I'm really reaching out through my shin and my toes. You're going to turn out that leg. You're going to lower and lift just 3 times with just the leg, trying to keep your waist even in its length and your back as connected with the mat as you feel like you can. Lower to maybe like a few inches above the ground. Lift up to the height of that other leg. Lower to a few inches above the ground. Lifting just to the height of the leg. Hold there. Now we're going to add the same side arm reaching. You're going to inhale, reach, arm and leg away. Don't let your arm go too far. Your leg can go pretty close to the ground if you can withstand that. Exhale. Now bring the arm and leg towards each other. Maybe they even touch, maybe not, right? So whatever feels good to your body. Same thing though, can the body stay nice and long and centered? Inhale, reach. Exhale, pull them together. My bottom leg is pulling. So I can use the bottom leg, the leg that's not moving, to keep that side long. 3, 2 more. 4. And 1 more. Bring the leg down. Take a moment. Just the arms are up. Check in. Shoulders, ribs, back, nice and wide. So hug the feet, the knees, the hips together. Extend the other leg. Turn it out slightly. 3 times. Just the leg. Reaching long with that leg. Activating your bottom leg. So you're keeping that side, helps lengthen that side of the waist as the leg is wanting to lift it and rotate it. And lift. Now add your arm with that. So you inhale, arm and leg reach away. Exhale. Bring them towards each other. I do still have my slight turnout. Inhale, reach. Exhale, pull together. Inhale, reach. Exhale. So we've got 5 of these. 2 more. And last one. Bend your elbows down, bring your weights down, take a moment. You're going to lift your heels up and bring your feet towards your butt. Take a moment and anchor down. Wide collarbones, neck and throat are nice and easy. Ribs, navel, pelvis, really nice and long, active. Bring your legs up to tabletop. Flex your feet. Take a moment and just see where is the tabletop that's right for you. Knees a little closer. Feet, knees a little farther apart, away from you. Not apart, maybe apart, but farther away from you. Feet down, feet up. What's right for you? From there, take your arms up to the ceiling. Spiral your forearms so your weights, the bulbous end of your weight touches. And what you're going to do is you're slowly going to bend your elbows, tapping them wide on the ground. Now here, when your arms are wide, did your ribs stay grounded? Did your navel still stay pulling back? And then press up and slowly down. And 2. And 3. And 4. Remember to breathe. It's still that priority of the core stability. 7. And 8. 2 more. 9. 10. Rotate the weights. See if you need to take a moment of knees in. That's fine. You're going to bend one elbow down. The opposite leg is going to stretch away, and you could go higher with the leg or lower with the leg, whatever's right for your back. Make sure your neck and throat are nice and easy. Shoulders are heavy, ribs are back. So we're going to switch. So single leg stretch legs with these weird arms, and your head gets to stay down. So you can really prioritize this core stability, length between your head and your tail. Waist drawing in and back. Opposite arm reaches, right? So the leg that bends in, that arm stretches up. The leg that bends in, that arm stretches up. Pull the arm back. Keep breathing. If you feel like, I could add on to this, you could bicycle your legs, right? So you could bicycle your legs as you do this, but your arms are going to want to start bicycling with that. So do what your brain can do, right? You could have goals. Be like, I want to be able to do the bicycle with my arms. And can my ribs stay stable because they're wanting to rotate around. All right, bring the knees in, bring the feet down, bring the arms down. Take a moment. Slide your head support away. Feet are a nice distance, like hips to shoulders width. If you need a little turnout for your quadriceps or your knees, by all means, we're going to do some bridging here. We're going to take our weights to our legs. You can curl the butt under and articulate, or you could just hinge up by pushing the feet down, lifting the butt up. Whatever's right for you. We're going to do 10 of whatever the version is that you need. You're going to come up. Take a beat on the first one. Think, I've still got to work a little bit of abdominals. My throat is open. My shoulders and my feet have the weight. What's the balance between the weight in my upper back and the weight in my feet? We want to be split. And then you're going to come down. So that's 1. You're going to come up and down 2. And 3. And 4. And 5. And 6. And 7, and 8, breathing 9, and 10, and then come all the way down. Bring your feet back together. Got one more thing here. I'm going to add my head support back underneath, so it just makes it easier for my ribs to have the mat. Take a nice breath. Reach the arms back up towards the ceiling. From there, bring your legs back up to your version of tabletop. I like to, this one I really like to hug my legs together, but that's my body, right? You might prefer a little turnout and keep the feet together, but the knees apart. Whatever works for you. Ribs and waistline, try and stay centered. As you challenge yourself to stay centered, open one arm out to one side, breathing in. Only go as far as you don't twist to that side, or maybe you start to go and you catch yourself, and then you come center. And then you go the other side. And then you come center. I like to inhale into my gills as I open. Exhale as I hug everything center. Inhale, open. Exhale, center. Inhale, open. Exhale, center. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale out. Exhale in. Inhale up. Exhale in. One more time each side. Inhale. Exhale one more. And then bring your feet down. Hold there with the weights up to the ceiling. Press them together. Bend and straighten so we get a little bit of tricep. So I bend. My weights go to about the top of my forehead for my body. Shoulder blades and ribs are still grounded. And I kick up for 1. And 2. 3. 4. Doing 10. 5. I'm really extending my elbow too when I do this. 6. 7. But when I extend my elbow, my shoulders are still grounded, so I'm not reaching my shoulders away from the mat. 8. 2 more. 9. 10. Bring the arms down. Take the weights to your side. And go ahead and roll to your side. You can keep your ankle weights for this. We're going to lay on your side. Feet or heels to hips to head in alignment. So I'm trying to figure all that out, right? I'm aligning myself with the back edge of my mat because that's what feels good to me. Lift the feet up and we do our clamshells, just 8 of them. I do have my mouse house. I'm also letting those gills, the sides of my ribs, breathe. 3, 4, 5, 6. Remember to breathe. 7 and 8. Hold there with that turnout. Kick your feet forward to the front corner of the mat. Then we're going to lift that leg up. And then we're going to start with by flexing that top foot, rolling it parallel and bringing it back. So heel, again, heel and ankle, hip, head, all in one line, right? Trying to get that. I might have to lift my head and look to make sure. Reach that heel more than you think. So you're really opening up that front of the hip and you're going to lift and lower for just 6, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Hold there. Point the toes. Bring the leg forward. Turn out a little bit and just 3 circles in each direction. 3, 2. Reaching that top leg longer but still lengthening through the crown of the head. So don't let the head go with that. Go the other direction for 3, 2. Woo, the back and the up is hard. 1. Now you're going to hold there. You're going to kick your leg up. And there might be some shift in your body weight, and that's kind of okay. It's all right. I want you to allow yourself to have some momentum on the kick up, and then the way down is going to be really slow. So what we're going to do is we're going to flex and reach that heel like someone's drawing a string through your heel. You're going to reach that heel and kick up. You're going to point and squeeze down. So like really long legs. Flex, reach, kick, point and squeeze it down. Flex, reach, kick, point, squeeze and lower down. 1 more, just 4 of these. Flex, kick, and then squeeze and lower down. Bending the knees, bringing the feet back in alignment with the butt or the hips, coming onto your forearm. So here you are, on the bottom forearm, elbow slightly in front of the shoulder, squeezing those back of the armpit, back of the shoulder muscles. Sometimes what I'll think is like, depending on the body, you might want to push away with that arm, or you might want to, I always think pulling my arm underneath me helps me get into my lat, my teres major, all that good stuff. So push or pull, depending on what's right for you. I'm going to come to kind of the far end of my mat here because I know where I'm going. First, we just lift and lower. So press to that forearm, press to that bottom leg, lift the hips and the waist up. If the knees need to separate, that's fine. If they squeeze together, that's fine. Hand can be at the mat, at your hip, to the ceiling, behind your head, whatever you want. You're going to go down and up 4 times. So we've got 1. Let me adjust my setting here. 2. Lengthen there. Tap the hip down, coming up. 3. And down. 4, you get to stay there. You stretch your top leg out. You just kind of bring your bottom leg a little forward. You're still lifting. Bottom knee lifts, but the foot's still pressing down, so I'm using my bottom foot. 4, 3, lift the waist. 2, 1, bring that down, bring your hip down, bend that knee, or keep the leg straight, whatever works for you. You're going to come up. You can stretch that side. You were just working so beautifully. And then we're going to circle that arm around, swing the legs around, other side. So, move my towel out of the way. Head, hips, heels, feet lift, mouse house, 8 little clamshells. Not big, just a little bit. Feet are lifted. 1, 2, really letting the thighs spiral. 3, 4, 5, and 6, and 7, Okay, hold there, kick the feet towards the front corner. You're gonna lift that top leg up, flex the foot, bring it back. You're in parallel, reaching, opening up the front of the hip. Still have your roundhouse. You're gonna lift and lower, just 5 of these. 1, reach and lift. 2, just side to side. 3, 4, and 5. Point the toes, turn out as you bring that leg forward. Reach that top leg almost longer than the bottom leg, and you circle just 3 times in each direction. 3, 2, 1. Going the other direction for 3, 2, 1. And then bring that. Now we're going to flex and reach that foot. We do just a few of these, right? So we're going to reach that heel, kick up, point and reach and lower down. Flex, reach that heel, kicking up, point, squeezing those legs together as you come down. Flex, reach, kick, point and lower down. Flex, reach, kick, point and lower down. Then bring your feet back to alignment with your butt. So you bend your knees, bring your feet back. You come onto the forearm. Scoot yourself towards the end of your mat so your feet and your arms can all be on the mat at the same time. Otherwise, I wind up slipping around on here. So that's just why I do it. Okay, so I'm pulling my arm underneath me in my mind. You might be like, I'm going to push it away. But either way, this shoulder has to stay a little bit back, squeezing and engaging the shoulder into the trunk. Lifting the waist up, pushing down through the leg and the arm. You come up for 1. Again, you can have legs together or apart, whatever's right for you. Hand, top hand, wherever you need it. And down. Lifting up 2. And down. Lifting up 3. 4th one, we stay up. Just so you mentally prepare, come up 4. Extend that top leg out. Bottom leg a little forward. You're using your bottom foot, as you lift that bottom knee up for 1. And 2, just 4 of these. 3, and 4, and then slowly come down. Legs can stack and you can sit up, or you can stretch that leg out and you reach and you stretch, whatever's right for your body. And you're going to come back to our hands and knees. So knee padding. You also could use a yoga block again, and you're going to want one of your weights. So I'm going to use my yoga block, one of my weights. I think also, now we're going to keep our weights for a little bit longer. So I'm going to use my yoga block. The non-block knee is going to take the weight. If you're not using a yoga block, just pick a knee. Doesn't matter. You're going to press into the yoga block side. The other side is going to hang on to the weight. So one leg has a weight, one leg doesn't. You're going to pull that weighted leg towards your belly, towards your chest. And then you're going to let it go down and lift back and up for 1. And 2. And 3. Head, chest, belly away from the mat. 4. 5. So relative core stability. I was trying to choose my word just then. Torso, spine, core, belly. Which one? 3 more. 2 more. 1 more. Bring it down. Take the weight just somewhere in front of you. Stretch that leg back. Walk your hands forward with or without the yoga block. Take the hands a little bit wider. Point your straight leg, lift it up, reach it long. Think long from toes to head and shift your body weight a little forward. And then you're going to do 5 push-ups here with that leg. So you are a seesaw from your heel to your head. 2, stay down there on that low. Lift your belly away from the mat, but don't go anywhere, so don't push up yet. And then push up once you get your belly involved. And 3, 4, 5. Bring that leg down. Switch sides. Take the weight behind the other leg. Walk the hands back. Bring the weighted leg towards your chest. Lengthen, so engage my head, my chest, my belly, away from the mat. And then we swing the leg for 10. And 9. And 8. And 7. And 6. And 5. 4. 3. 2. 1. Take the weight down or away or wherever. Walk your hands forward, stretch your leg back, really reach to those toes, especially the big toes. Big toe, I should say. You don't have two big toes on that one side. And then you're going to think, okay, did I stay square? Did both sides of my waist go long? You're going to shift your body forward so your shoulders over your hands, and you push up lower on the first one. Think heel to head long, waist pulling in and narrowing, coming up 1. And 2. And 3. 4, 5. Stay there. Bring that lifted leg around and forward. Once you bring it around and forward, you're going to take your ankle weight off. I know your back leg has the ankle weight, so if you can reach around to do it, but if not, we'll come back to it. So this is another place where the little bit of either knee padding or the yoga block is helpful because it gives you a little booster. All right, so here we are. Front leg is forward, ankle under knee. All you're going to do is think, can I come forward? So knee is going to go a little bit beyond the ankle. If that's not right, stay with the knee over the ankle, but really drop that hip on that side. If you can, you do a little deeper lunge, really thinking about the hip joint more than anything. My heel is going to dig down, so like my toes might even lift. I'm going to see, can I shift and come forward there just a little bit? Like I'm going to come up, but I'm still forward, and then come down. You could do this with the knee directly over the ankle. You just have to give a little bit more weight and work to your back leg. Make sure you're not giving too much though. So most of the motion is happening in this front hip, right? If you can go deeper in your front knee, you try that. So you try and go forward. You're going to let your body go with that. My front hip is reaching down, heel to hip as I go up. So it's a lot of weight into my front leg. Stay there. See if you can shift the back foot forward. Go over that leg and un-ankle weight yourself on that side. Take your fingertips to a yoga block, to the weights, to the floor, whatever you got. I want to see, can we bring the other leg back? Now, if you had knee padding, it's probably easier because it's probably wider than the yoga block, but I'm going to put my yoga block there. Then we're going to try the other side. So you can start with knee over ankle, and that might be where you just work for today. You could go a little deeper, but still stay connected in the heel. So when you go forward, you're not going so far forward that your heel lifts. You got to dig the heel down. You got to drop that hip down so you're not reaching out to the side. And you got to go forward, dig into that heel, and try and go up. And to come up any higher, I'm not straightening my knees. I'm thinking, bring my butt over that front leg. And then, so it's a lot of work in the front leg. I'm going to do that again. Dig into the heel. And then going down. Dig into that front heel, coming up. And then you're going to step that back foot forward. Maybe you made it, maybe not. I'm going to move my block forward. If you need it in front of you, by all means, you can use that there. What you're going to do is you're going to practice. Here, I'll do this facing you. Just for support if I need my yoga block. So the first thing we do is we're going to take one heel off. You're going to step it back behind you, and you're just going to think, can I go down? And like you're reaching towards these yoga blocks or weights or whatever you got, and then you're going to come back up, step that foot forward, switch your weight to the other side. As I go down, it's as if I could do this on one leg, but I don't want you to worry about doing one leg today. And then coming back up. Step one leg back. The wider this is side to side, the easier it is. If you cross closer to center or even reach across like a little curtsy, that gets a little more challenging, especially around the knee. So just be mindful of what you can do. Now, here, I'm not taking my knee super far forward. I'm keeping my knee kind of over my shin, and then I'm pushing through that leg. My back leg is doing minimal work in my dream scenario. Remember, a wider side-to-side stance is going to be easier balance, and narrower side-to-side stance is going to be harder balance. One more time, each side like this. Going down, coming up. Try the other side. Going down. Woo, coming up. Now, go back to whichever side that you just didn't do. You're going to go down. Maybe if you've got yoga blocks, you're like, I'm going to tap my yoga blocks, knee over ankle. I'm going to push through that. And I'm going to see somewhere, can I bring that back leg forward and up? Take the hands, a weight, whatever you want there, and just do a little bounce. Like you're trying to push your leg down, but at the same time you're pulling up with the knee. Bouncing, bouncing. Belly pulls in. Head and eyes, where are they looking? Then push that leg down. Step the other foot back. Going down, 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 knee over ankle. My butt's really dropping and reaching back. Pushing to that hip. Bring that back leg forward and up. Hands to that leg. Pushing down with my arms and up with my leg. Trying to get my knee above my hip. So my psoas and iliacus have to work there. Whoop. Maybe you fall, a little wobble on this side. And then bring that down. Then, side to side, you're going to wobble a little bit with your ankles. So you're going to roll to the inside of your foot, lifting the pinky edge. Roll to the pinky edge, lifting the inside. Roll in and out. Rolling in and out. Rolling in and out. Now, you can add weights to this or not. What you're going to do is you're just going to see, can you translate your body weight to one side? Side to side. You shift weight and you go over. Once you feel like, okay, I know what I'm doing. I don't feel like I'm going to fall over. You bring your arms out. Now, this is kind of heavy. It's 5 pounds in each hand. It's just heavy to be out here. Like if I just had to pass through that, it's fine. But to hold it there is a little bit much. And then you're going to start to look opposite that leg, the leg that lifts. So the leg lifts, just look the opposite direction. Shoot, opposite direction the leg lifts. Opposite direction. Now look at the same direction the leg lifts. Look the same way. Look the same way. You don't have to do this with the weight. Same way of the leg. One more. Same way of the leg. Come center. Let your arms come down. Notice if I'm like in my toes. So I'm going to get back in my heels. I'm going to let my shoulders shrug up. Inhale there. Do a little wiggle as your shoulders are up. Maybe move your skull at your shoulders. Maybe circle the head one way. Circle the head the other way. Come center. On your next exhale, bring your head center and let your shoulders come down. Bring your feet together. Bring your arms to your shoulders. And all you're going to do is you're going to think, can I press my arms up and lift my heels up? So you're going through a pneumatic tube. Waistline's drawing in. Slowly lower the elbows and the heels at the same time. Then you're going to reach up with the arms. Press through the ball of the foot and lift the heels as the arms reach. So it's like everything hits its apex at the same time. And then everything comes down at the same time. One more like that. Everything goes up and out at the same time. Whoop. And then down. One more. Stretching, reaching those legs. And then down all the way. And then, last but not least, step to one end of your mat. Whatever stance feels good to you to bring your weights down. You're going to then bring yourself either squat all the way down or take your hand, come to hands and knees. Whatever you need. You want hands and knees. You're going to bring the knees down and around. You want to go to a squat. Just come to your butt on the mat. Grab behind your thighs. Lengthen your spine. Roll back slowly. Right here. And my spine lengthens. Where's my skull? Where's my sacrum? Rolling all the way down, all the way down, all the way down. Grab your thighs and pull them in towards your chest. Rock a little side to side there. Take a moment, bring your arms out to the side, bring your feet heavy and down, let your knees knock together. Take 3 deep breaths there, like a big wave washing over you. 2 more breaths. Last one. And you're done. And you can do whatever you need to do to get off of there, but take your time, roll to your side. Until next time.